Today, we are going to discuss the different forms of energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, okay, work energy theorem, and conversion of energy from one form to the other. Now, let us start with mechanical energy. Okay, what is the definition of mechanical energy? Energy that is possessed, this we learned in the 7th standard, possessed by a body due to the state of rest or motion. Even a body at rest has energy. A body in motion definitely has energy, and this energy is called mechanical energy. Now today we are going to see the two forms of mechanical energy, potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay, now again, potential energy has got two forms. Who remembers the two forms of potential energy? Give me an answer. There were two types of
elastic.
Yes, very good,
potential
Mariam.
and
Gravitational.
yeah,
Very good.
gravitation.
Elastic potential energy and gravitational potential energy, right? So we have two forms of potential energy, and then we have kinetic energy. So let us see what is potential energy. You just need to know the definitions, the formulas, okay? Not much, right? So you have two forms. Now please pay attention. Potential energy, there are two forms. Gravitational potential energy. The potential energy possessed due to the force of attraction of the earth on it is called gravitational potential energy, right? So as the body goes up from the surface of the earth, it goes on possessing an energy, and that energy is called gravitational potential energy. And what is the second point that I have mentioned? As the distance of the body from the surface of the earth increases, the gravitational potential energy of the body will also increase. Okay, and when the body is kept on the surface of the earth, we say that the gravitational potential energy is exactly zero. Okay, there is no potential energy in that body. But as the body starts going up, as the height from the surface of the earth goes on increasing, okay, then the potential energy of the body will go on increasing, and that potential energy is called gravitational potential energy. Okay, the next one is elastic potential energy. Now, the potential energy possessed by a body in a deformed state due to a change in size and shape. Now, here we are talking about non-rigid bodies. Okay, what is the difference between a rigid and a non-rigid body? A rigid body, when I try to apply force, there will be no change in its shape. A table, a chair, okay, by applying force I cannot change it. But a non-rigid body, anything that is elastic, okay, that is a non-rigid. A spring is called a non-rigid, it is a non-rigid body because I can apply force and change the shape of the spring. Okay, a rubber band, I can change the shape of the rubber band. So when it is a deformed state, then it is called, when the body changes the size and shape, then it gains elastic potential energy. Okay, so let us take an example. If I have a rubber band in my hand, that rubber band cannot do any work. Okay, it is not able to do any work because the simple rubber band in my hand does not possess any energy, right? Now what I do, I take a piece of paper, I keep it on one side and I stretch the rubber band. When I stretch the rubber band, I am changing the size and shape of the rubber band. So when I change the size and shape of the rubber band, now it is capable of doing work. So when I release it, that paper can fly and it can hit somebody. So it has done some work, right? So Ali, this example is very much clear to you, no? Because he's always doing this only, right, Ali? So I take a rubber band and I stretch it, okay, and I put a paper, right, so that rubber band is able to do work, okay, right? So elastic potential energy. Another example, a bow and an arrow, okay? So there is a bow, I have kept an arrow on the bow. I cannot release the arrow. What do? I have to stretch the string. When I stretch the string, okay, then the shape of that string and the size is change. Now that bow has got elastic potential energy, right? And now when I release the string, the arrow can go ahead, right? So it is doing work. So the work is done, okay, when there is a change in the shape and size of the body. I used to give an example of Jack in the Box. There is a compressed spring that is kept in a box, and there is a sort of a glove, okay, which is there, a fist. There is a fist that is there, okay. The minute I open that box, okay, that spring will be, the spring will spring out, okay. It will not be compressed, and I can get a punch on my face with that fist which is there inside, okay. There is a small fist that is made and kept inside. So that is again an example of elastic potential energy, right? So these are the two types of energy. Now see the formula of the gravitational potential energy at a height, right? So when, look at this, when I lift a body to a height, work done, force multiplied by the distance covered by the body, right? But force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here we are talking of acceleration due to gravity. So force is equal to m into g, that is acceleration into gravity. And the distance traveled is nothing but the height. The body is traveling from the ground to a particular height, h. So the work done is equal to force into distance traveled or displacement. So mg multiplied by h. Now this work is stored in the body in the form of potential energy. The symbol for potential energy we use as U. Okay, so this is stored in the body in the form of potential energy. So instead of work done, we will write U. So U equal to mgh. Okay, m into g into h. And this is the formula for potential energy. The SI unit will be joule. Okay, for kinetic potential, both the energies SI unit is joule. Now we come to kinetic energy. Now before I go to that, okay, before I go to kinetic energy, everybody see on page 30. See on page number 30, gravitational potential energy at a height. Okay, just come to the last paragraph. Very important. Last paragraph. When a body, did you get this? Page 30. When a body of mass m is taken up from a height h1 to a height h2. See, there is a stone that is kept at a height of 5 meters. And after that, you take the stone at a height of 10 meters. What happens? We all know that there is going to be a change. There's going to be an increase in the potential energy of the body. Okay, because it is going from one height to a higher height. So what is the increase in potential energy? So that is given. Okay, it is taken to a height h2 above the ground. So h2 is greater than h1. So the gain in potential energy, come on the next page, 31. Final potential energy minus the initial potential energy. So mgh2 minus mgh1. Okay, so mg is taken common, h2 minus h1. This question has been asked for 2 marks in one of the board exams. Okay, that is why I'm telling you, please mark a star. They have asked the question like this: when a body of mass m is taken from a height h1 to a height h2, give the change in potential energy. 2 marks. So all you have to write is the answer. Change in potential energy will be mgh2 minus mgh1, mg into bracket h2 minus h1. Did you follow? So it's a very simple thing. Okay. So please mark this, put 3 stars. This has been asked in the board exam. Okay. Similarly, the body of mass m comes down. Now when it comes down from a higher height to a lower height, there is going to be a decrease in potential energy, right? So the decrease in potential energy, so the higher height is taken as h1 in your book and the lower height is h2. So mg h1 minus h2. Same thing. Okay. Now let's come to kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? The energy possessed by a body due to the state of motion. Okay. So any body in motion has got kinetic energy. A bird flying, an arrow moving, a train moving, a car moving, water flowing. You can take a any example, they all have got kinetic energy. A fan that is moving, that fan also has got kinetic energy. Anything that is in motion has got kinetic energy. What is the symbol? Capital K. SI unit is joule. And the expression, please remember the expression, potential energy U equal to mgh. For kinetic energy, half mv square. There is a derivation which is given in the book. I don't think you need the derivation anyway. I've used this derivation for work energy theorem. So you can use the same thing if they ask you. Okay. So expression for kinetic, usually derivations are not asked. So expression for kinetic energy is given as half mv square. Right. Now, children, I think we learned momentum. Okay. Last year, momentum, any body in motion has got momentum, and the formula for momentum is mass into velocity. So now we are going to see the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. Okay, that is the next thing. So kinetic energy is given as half mv square. Momentum is given as mass into velocity. So from this equation, I can say that velocity is equal to p upon m, right? So what I do is I substitute the value of v in this equation. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So I say k equal to half m, and v, instead of v square, I write p upon m the whole square. Okay. So then in the lower mm gets cancelled. So you get p square upon 2m, right? Do the cancellation and see. So kinetic energy equal to p square upon 2m, or I can say p square equal to 2mk. So in short, both the things are valid. The relation k equal to p square upon 2m or p equal to root 2. See, p square equal to 2m into kinetic energy. So if I want to find p, I have to find the root of this. So p equal to root 2mk, right? So this is the equation for the relation between momentum and kinetic energy. Now they have asked you, given you two cases, okay, in your book, page number 31, right? In the first case, so now just see the equation, okay, just go through. Today only, please go through this. As soon as it is taught, take out 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just go through it, okay? Case 1, A is a light body of mass m and B is a heavy body of mass capital M, okay? Both are having the same momentum. See the first case. Both are having the same momentum and you have to compare their kinetic energies, right? So kinetic energy of A divided by kinetic energy of B. So P square upon 2M. M is the mass of A. Both are having the same momentum. So I have not written P1 and P2. If they did not have the same momentum, then I would write P1 and P2. They are having the same momentum. So both are P. And then this is 2m on top and 2m down. Now everything gets cancelled. P square gets cancelled. 2 gets cancelled. And because this m is in the denominator and it is in the denominator of denominator, so it comes as numerator. So capital M upon M. So if you look at this, kinetic energy is related to a bigger number, capital M. Okay, so since m is greater than n, we say that the kinetic energy of the lighter body is more than the kinetic energy of the heavier body, in which case when they both have the same momentum. If the momentum of both the bodies is same, then kinetic energy of the lighter body will be more than the kinetic energy of the heavier body. Just go through it, okay? And now we are going to take the second case. Again, A is a lighter body and B is the heavier body. This time they have the same kinetic energy. Both the bodies have got the same kinetic energies. We are going to compare the momentums. So here we saw, now here case 2. Both are having the same, kinetic energy. A is a lighter body and B is a heavier body. Now, how is momentum related to kinetic energy? Momentum equal to root 2 mk. So lighter body root 2 small mk and heavier body, I take the ratio. So it comes as m upon m, right? Now since m is less than m, in this case, the momentum of the lighter body will be lesser than the momentum of the heavier body. So if the kinetic energies are same, then the lighter body has a lesser momentum. But if the momentums are same, then lighter body will have a greater kinetic energy. Okay. So both the cases are there. They are as I have given in my slide, same way it is written in your books also. Okay. Just see both the cases and understand it. Okay. Same thing. I have explained both the things, both the cases. They are there in the books. Same thing is there. Okay. Just understand it. Now we come to a very important thing which is always many a times asked in the exam. Please mark it in your book also. Page number 32, work energy theorem. Very important. Work energy theorem. Okay. So what is the work energy theorem? Work done by a force on a moving body is equal to an increase in the kinetic energy. Okay. Now just listen to an example. Let us say I'm standing on the playground. There is a football which is rolling. Somebody has kicked, okay? The football is rolling and coming towards me. Now the football is in motion. Let us say the velocity of the football is 5 meters per second. Okay. So it has got some kinetic energy, right? So it has got some kinetic energy. Now, when it comes close to me, I apply force. I kick the football. So I'm applying force. What is going to happen? The velocity of that football is going to increase. It was coming slowly. It had less kinetic energy. When I applied force, the kinetic energy increased because the velocity has increased. So I have done some work because I have applied force. The ball has started moving further on. Okay, I have done some work. What now? How much work I have done? The football was coming with a velocity of 5 meters per second. I kicked the football and I increased the velocity to 50 meters per second. Right? So now there is a drastic change in the kinetic energy. Whatever has been the change in the kinetic energy before and after applying force on the football, that is the work done. Okay, so that is the same thing that is said by the work energy theorem. Work done by a force is force into displacement. Okay, but let us go back to equations of motion. The third equation of motion, v square equal to u square plus 2as. So s equal to v square minus u square upon 2a. Right? So I am writing the formula of s. We go to the third equation of motion and s equal to v square minus u square upon 2a. F is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. Right now we are not talking of acceleration due to gravity. So I am not writing g. I am writing simple a. So the work done, please substitute all these things. Instead of f, you write m into a. Instead of s, you write v square minus u square upon 2a. So when I write this, acceleration gets cancelled because it is in the denominator, right? So work done will be equal to half m v square minus u square. If I open the bracket, it is half mv square minus half mu square. Very important equation of work energy theorem. What is half mv square? Final kinetic energy. Half mv square. After kicking the ball, what was the final kinetic energy? That. And what is half mu square? The initial kinetic energy when the football was rolling towards me. So the work done is equal to the increase in the kinetic energy. Did you understand? Work energy theorem. Okay. So many a times when we do the numericals, you will see that we have to use the work energy theorem to find the work done. Okay. They are asking, this theorem is asked many times. Not proof, I have not seen the proof, but they will just tell you that state the work energy theorem and give the formula. So according to that, you have to write the first two lines. The statement of the work energy theorem, please underline it with something. Okay, it is there on page number 32. And the formula of work energy theorem, half mv square minus half mu square. Okay, fine. Now, after this, we come to forms of kinetic energy. What are the various forms of kinetic energy? So I said anything in motion possesses kinetic energy. So you've got translational, rotational, and vibrational. What is translational? When a body moves in a straight path. So the football rolling on the ground, the car moving on the road. Okay, they are all having translational kinetic energy. Then what is rotational kinetic energy? Anything that rotates in its own place. A top spinning, a round top that is spinning around the axis, the earth spinning around its axis. Okay, that is rotational kinetic energy, right? So even the fan that is rotating round and round, so they are all having rotational kinetic energy, right? So anything that rotates around the axis has got a rotational kinetic energy. What is vibrational kinetic energy? So when you play the guitar, your string is stretched between 2 points. You just plug the string, your string starts vibrating. So the string in that case has got anything in motion has got kinetic energy. So string has got vibrational kinetic energy. Okay, and it just rotates to and fro about its position. Another example, all the atoms in solids, okay, they are also possessing energy. They just vibrate in their own position. They keep on vibrating, right? So the atoms in the solids are also having vibrational kinetic energy, right? So these are the three different forms of kinetic energy: simple, translational, rotational, and vibrational. Okay. Very important, page number 33, differences between kinetic and potential energy. Put 3 stars. Please learn the differences. Very important. Okay. Differences. At least learn 2 to 3 differences from that. Put 3 stars. Page number 33, difference between potential and kinetic energy. Now we come to conversions. Okay. Very important topic. Conversion of energy from one form to the other. So conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy. Can you see the child riding the cycle? Okay. Now this child is on the bicycle. First, he is trying to go up the hill. So his kinetic energy slowly is getting converted because he's going up. So it is getting converted to potential energy. When he goes to the top, he is having high potential energy. Okay. Then he starts coming down. When he starts coming down, the potential energy starts getting converted to kinetic energy. So kinetic to potential, potential to kinetic. Now look at the person holding the ball, okay, in the hand. He's holding it at a height. So right now this ball is having potential energy. Let us say he's holding it at a height of 20 meters. So the ball is having potential energy. And there is zero kinetic energy because the ball is stationary. Okay, it is in his hand. So zero kinetic energy. Slowly when he releases the ball starts falling down. Kinetic energy starts increasing, but potential energy will go on decreasing. Okay, right? So the potential energy goes on decreasing. So potential energy is converted to kinetic energy, right? So this is another example. Third example over here, bow and arrow, right? When I stretch the string of the arrow, then there is this particular bow gets potential energy, and because of that the arrow moves forward, so that potential energy got converted to kinetic energy, right? So these are all the examples of converting potential energy to kinetic energy. Fourth example given in your book is of a compressed spring. You can see that there is a ball, okay, that is kept on the spring, compressed spring. Okay, now in that ball you can see that what happened here. So you can see that the in your books that ball is kept, okay, and the spring is released. When the spring is released, the ball is thrown up, right? So the potential energy of the spring is converted to kinetic energy, right? So these are different forms in which potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy. But we will learn the law of conservation of energy, very important, most important topic of this chapter, part C. Okay, do not be absent. Now forms of energy. I think you are already familiar with all the different forms of energy. We learned last year also solar energy, heat energy, light energy, chemical energy. Okay, all the definitions are given on the page number 34. You can just go through the definitions quickly. So these are all the different forms of energy. After I complete, just see the definitions. Like wind energy, the definition: the energy possessed by fast moving air is called wind energy. Sound energy: a vibrating body possesses sound energy, right? So these are all different types of energies. The definitions are given. I don't have to explain each and every definition to you. Now the conversions of energy. See the conversions of energy, how they get converted. Chemical energy, this is chemical energy, so it gets converted to electrical energy in a battery, okay, and then that electrical energy can be used to convert to kinetic energy. The car runs because the battery is giving it power, okay. Here directly with the fuel also the car runs, so chemical energy of the fuel is getting converted into kinetic energy. Over here in the power plants, okay, where coal and all is used to generate electricity, okay, with the help of coal we are generating electricity, so chemical energy is getting converted to electrical energy, and this electrical energy is getting converted to light energy when you light the bulb.
Ma'am, heat also, no?
Yes,
Heat also, not the light
yeah,
bulb
you
will
can,
get heated.
yeah, heat also, light energy, heat energy, yes. Then here it gets converted to light, sound, heat, everything, okay, when in the TV, okay. Here directly the chemical energy of the fuel is used to drive the this thing rockets, and so here it is getting converted to mechanical energy. And another example, chemical energy of the food is also getting converted to mechanical energy because it is giving you the strength to move from one place to the other. So these are all the energy conversions that are there, right? Now in your books also there are energy conversions which are given, right? Okay, and all the examples are given when electrical energy is converted to heat energy. You know the examples. Children, I want you to open to page number, everyone will open to page number 41. Everyone open to page number 41 quickly, because okay, when the session now there are six minutes left, okay, the session will get over. Anybody has doubts will just remain. Those who have doubts will remain. I will again log into the same session and clear your doubts, okay. Whenever the sessions are over, I'll take 10 minutes extra to clear the doubts. After, just remain those who have doubts, okay, after the session is over. Now quickly come to page number 41. Question number 24. Can you see 24? Okay, energy exists in several forms and can change from one form to the other. Just take a pen in your hand and you can just write the answers, and we will discuss all the answers. Now the first one, unwinding of a watch spring. See, you are winding the watch. When you are winding the watch, okay, the spring is getting wound. Now slowly as the spring unwinds, okay, your watch will start functioning, okay. So unwinding of a watch spring, this is going to, which energy is converted to which energy? Who will answer me? Dhruv, quickly answer me. Unwinding of a watch spring.
Elastic
Yes,
potential energy to kinetic.
Very good, kinetic energy, yes. So you don't have to give elastic. Actually, it is going to move one circular disc, okay. So you can say that elastic potential energy is converted to rotational kinetic energy, but no need, you just say potential energy to kinetic energy. That is more than enough, okay. Second one, a loaded truck set in motion. The truck starts and it is moving. Akshat, give me the answer quickly. Akshat, quickly. Loaded truck set in motion. What are the energy conversions?
Loaded truck in motion. Chemical to mechanical.
Very good, excellent answer. Chemical to mechanical, very good. So there is fuel. That fuel is making the truck move. Very good, Akshat. Next one, car going uphill. Again, you can say
Kinetic to potential.
Kinetic to potential. Chemical to kinetic to potential, because the chemical energy is first converted to kinetic energy so that the car moves, and then it goes to a height so that car gains potential energy also. So all the three, chemical to kinetic to potential. Okay. Aditya, next one, photosynthesis in the green leaves. Quickly. Photosynthesis in green leaves. 108. Where is Aditya?
I'm Canada.
Yes,
Sir,
try.
chemical, ma'am, chemical to
Yeah, Aditya. Yes, chemical to. Very good. Not chemical to. No.
Light to
No,
chemical.
yes.
Light to chemical
chemical.
Very
energy.
good. Light energy, because photosynthesis is using light energy. So light energy is getting converted to chemical energy. Quickly write the answers. Light to chemical. Okay. Charging of battery, I will give the answer. Electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. Okay. Because with the help of electricity you're charging. So electrical energy, please write the answer. Charging of battery, electrical energy to chemical energy. Respiration, who will give me the answer? Mariam, quickly. Respiration. Mariam.
Ma'am, respiration, ma'am.
Food.
Chemical.
Food is which
And
energy?
Chemical
Chemical
to mechanical.
No, mechanical.
Mecha-
Yes, correct,
mechanical.
Mariam. No, Mariam is
Chemical
correct.
to heat.
Correct, excellent answer, Mariam. Chemical to heat. Respiration is chemical energy to heat energy. Okay. Burning of a matchstick. Who will tell me? Ali. Hurry up. Burning
Ma'am.
of a matchstick. Ali. Ali. He's not there. Is he there, Ali?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, Narayan, please try.
Ma'am, which one?
Burning of a
Burning of
matchstick.
matchstick.
Chemical to light and heat.
Very good, excellent. Chemical to light and heat. Very
Ma'am,
good.
you forgot to take attendance mid class.
Yeah, I'm going to take. And then explosion of crackers.
Chemical to heat, light, sound.
Yes, chemical to heat, light, sound.